Hey guys, welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw Disney's Winnie the Pooh. So come on, let's get started. Alright guys, well, today's video comes as a special request from Janet, who wants to learn the ins and outs of drawing Winnie the Pooh. So we're going to dive into that, but before we do that, can you please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and hit that bell notification so you'll be aware of when I drop my next video. Thank you so much. Let's dive in. Now, when drawing Winnie the Pooh, you have to take into consideration that he's about 3 heads tall. For the purpose of this drawing, however, we're going to have him kind of in a seated position because we're going to have him hanging from his balloon. But right now we're going to start with the head, and we're going to put in the vertical axis line kind of like this. Now the horizontal axis will come right up here and it'll come down like that. Now in drawing Winnie the Pooh, you first have to figure out where that eye mask area goes. The first thing I do is I figure out that recessed area for where his eyes go, and they rest in this right here. Now we're going to take this circle and we're going to cut into it a little bit like this. And then we're going to give it room for his eyebrow. And then we're going to, from there, cut into the head again like this to give him that recessed brow. That'll give him the shape to his head that people seem to have a hard time with. I know I used to. So from here, we're going to jut back out and rejoin that circle shape to give him that cheek of his. Now the next thing we have to figure out is the bridge of his nose area and his snout. So the snout is a separate shape from the head shape, and it's going to come out here just like this, and that'll show us where to put his mouth. I'm just going to darken in the rest of that snout shape there, and we will know right here at the point where to put his nose. Let me just shade that in a little bit. From there, I'll know where to put his eyes. So one eye goes here, and then the other one goes right here like this. You see how they kind of line up? I'll throw in his eyebrow. Another thing people seem to have a hard time with is where to put the ears. So what I do is I go right into that intersection of the 2 axis lines, the crosshairs, and I will draw a very light line diagonally through the eye, and that'll show me exactly where to put his ear. Because of the angle of his head, we're going to put the ear shape in like this. I'm going to darken in the top of his head, and then I'll throw in the other ear right about here. So Winnie the Pooh's body is about 1 1/4 heads tall. So if I were to measure with my pencil the height of his head, then I come up a little bit and bring my finger back down. That'll give me the rough idea of the size of his torso. So now let's draw in that torso shape. So it's shaped an awful lot like this. Notice that I come in on the neck area because his head, being a stuffed animal, kind of works on a pivot point. And I'll throw in the rough idea of an arm up here. We know what we're drawing, so I can pose the head up there like that to grab that balloon. So I'm going to pose Winnie the Pooh like he's hanging from the balloon in Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. So with that, he's holding a balloon, so all of the weight is going to be hanging from this spot. You don't want his body straight down because his weight has to be transferred forward a little bit. So I'm going to draw his body like this. Makes for a more interesting pose. And let's see, arm up here, his other arm was out here like this. And then his legs are going to be out forward. They're not going to be hanging down. If we put him out forward, it makes for a more interesting pose, and it makes him more teddy bear-like. The other leg was out a little bit like this. And okay, roughly that's how I want Winnie the Pooh to be facing. Let's play with the shirt, and then I'll go into some detail here. All right, so he has this short sleeve shirt, and the collar's kind of popped up a little bit. So we've got the point down here. He has the collar like so. And normally when you draw a shirt draping over a cartoon character, you want it to bow down in the front, but because Winnie the Pooh is a rather large character, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to push the fact that he's heavyset by upturning the shirt in the front. Let's see. I kind of like it. Yeah, that looks all right. Just like that. And he has a short sleeve shirt on. Let's do the collar. And now his sleeves. So let's see. Want to make sure that there's an arch inward toward the collar to give a little volume to the sketch. And let's see. All right, let's see. Now, Winnie the Pooh only has thumbs when he's utilizing them. Kind of like Mickey Mouse's shorts. His shorts only have pockets when he needs them. So, let's just darken in these lines like so. And I'm liking that so far. Now let's toy with these legs a little bit. His legs are on a hinge, right? They only rotate so far. Okay, in a shape like that. And actually, in the show, you should see the bottoms of these feet like that. That's much better. Okay. And okay. All right, and with Winnie the Pooh, occasionally you see a seam down the center. Now, okay. I'm going to be very, very precise here when I'm drawing this balloon shape. I didn't really give a whole lot of space here. All right, because this is a gift to somebody, I am going to give it a nice professional little outline here. Now, being Winnie the Pooh, he generally looks better with a thinner line than a thicker line. So I'm going to get thicker and thinner as it's needed, but for the most part, I'm going to keep that line pretty thin. Now you'll notice I am doing a little repair work on the sketch. I didn't like how that upper hand was looking anyway, so I'm just going to fix that. Now, when inking in your drawing, you do want to keep in mind to be very cognizant of the drying time to that ink. So I will work on one part of the drawing and then let it dry while I work on another part. Very careful not to smudge it with my hand. Sometimes it gets a little hairy, but you just work through it. And that comes with practice too. So I want a thicker line around the leg and the foot. I want a thinner line around the sole of his foot. You want to remember to go thick and thin. You want to vary the line thickness. It makes for a better looking drawing.
Alright guys, like I promised, here's some viewer artwork to show you. Our first drawing comes from Trevor. Now Trevor drew Popeye, and Trevor, this is excellent. This is very good. You've got a very good feel for these forms. You keep up the good work on this, because this is great. Our next drawing comes from Aubrey. Aubrey drew the famous unicorn from Inside Out. Aubrey, this is very, very good. You have a good grasp of where all the shapes go, and I like your line work, to be honest with you. It's nice and delicate. This is beautiful. And our last drawing today comes from Whitney, who also drew the famous unicorn from Inside Out. Whitney, this is beautiful. This is a very, very nice use of color, and I like the lines. Guys, these are beautiful. I want to thank you so much for sending these to me. It means a lot. I'm going to treasure these always. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you liked the video, please give it the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, I've got a Teespring account, and the link is in the description. If you'd like to draw more with me, I've got some videos right here for you. I want to thank you so much again for joining me, and until the next time, we'll see you later.